Children, in the last video, we finished the trends in physical properties. Okay, now let us start the trends in chemical properties. And in trends in chemical properties, the first one is anomalous properties of nitrogen. This anomalous property of nitrogen we have already studied. So many anomalous properties of nitrogen. The first one, very important regular question is there in the examination. We have nitrogen exists as N2 molecule. And the important point we have to remember, nitrogen N2 molecule is chemically almost inert at room temperature. In text we have the question, N2 is almost chemically inert at room temperature. Important questions regularly asked in the examination. We have to remember here, in N2 molecule, there is a triple bond between two nitrogen atoms. So, a very strong bond between two nitrogen atoms in N2 molecule having high bond dissociation enthalpy. High bond dissociation enthalpy. So due to high bond dissociation enthalpy, the cleavage of this N triple bond is very difficult. Therefore, nitrogen molecule is almost chemically inert at room temperature. However, with increase in temperature, with increase in temperature, the reactivity of nitrogen increases. Nitrogen increases. Okay. This increase is due to the, as we increase the temperature, the necessary bond in dissociation enthalpy nitrogen acquired, and it starts to cleave and then starts to participate in chemical reaction. So the first important point in the anomalous properties, nitrogen is chemically inert at room temperature. This is due to the high bond dissociation enthalpy of N triple bond. Okay, one line answer we have to remember. Reasoning question is asked. The another important point, nitrogen shows less catenation property. We have already studied less catenation properties than phosphorus. Okay. The important another point in the anomalous property. Again, we have studied this. Nitrogen, the maximum covalency of nitrogen is 4, while that of phosphorus is 5 or 6. 5 or 6. Okay. So, to understand this maximum covalency in the case of nitrogen and phosphorus, first of all, we see how the bond formation takes place in group 15 elements. Okay, how the bond formation. Now we have seen these elements show -3 oxidation state. So among nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Nitrogen, now the general configuration we have NH2 and P3. So they are short of 3 electrons from their octet. So nitrogen, due to its small atomic size and high electronegativity, nitrogen gains 3 electrons and complete its octet. Okay, so nitrogen gains 3 electrons from the highly reactive metals like sodium, potassium, and forms N3 minus ion. The tendency to form C3 minus ion is comparatively less than nitrogen. Okay. In all these three elements, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth, no tendency to gain electron. No tendency to gain electron. So first mode of bond formation in group 15 element by electron transfer. Electron transfer. The first two elements can gain the 3 electrons and form N3 minus or C3 minus anion. As antimony and bismuth in some compounds lose 3 electrons and form trivalent cations. The prominent compounds are FbF3, BiF3. Okay, they lose 3 electrons. So antimony and bismuth have tendency to lose 3 electrons. Okay, loss of 5 electrons is energetically not possible. So not the single element of the group lose 5 electrons. So mode of bond formation, first electron transfer. The first 2 electron element gains 3 electrons. The last 2 elements of the group have the tendency to lose electrons. The most prominent way to form chemical bond formation is the covalent bond formation by sharing of electrons. All the elements nitrogen to bismuth shares 3 or 5 electrons to form trihalides or so in trivalency source or pentavalency. Now, the maximum covalency, let us see the configuration of nitrogen, valence shell configuration 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. Now, nitrogen has no d orbital. So, this 2s electron cannot be unpaired. So, maximum covalency, maximum 4 orbitals of nitrogen can be involved in overlapping. So, maximum covalency of nitrogen is 4. We have to remember one important MCQ question. The maximum covalency of nitrogen can be 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to select the 4. Reason we have seen the 4 valence orbitals, 3 half-filled and 1 completely filled orbitals of nitrogen can be involved in overlapping. Okay. But in the case of phosphorus, the configuration is 3s2, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1, and it has complete vacant orbital, complete vacant d orbital in the p orbital, valence shell of p orbital. Now, this s electron, 3s electron, can be promoted to 3d orbital, and hence it has 5 unpaired electrons. So its maximum valency can be extended up to 5 or 6. 6 in the case of, here we have Pf6 minus 3d orbital, 5d orbitals. So apart from 3d1, it has 4 vacant orbitals. So phosphorus has the tendency to gain 1 or more electron and shows +6 oxidation state or a valency 6. So here we see the mode of bond formation, electron transfer. Nitrogen phosphorus can gain 3 electrons, antimony and bismuth can lose 3 electrons. The most compounds are formed by the sharing of electrons, and in the sharing, that is covalent bond formation, we have seen nitrogen. The maximum covalency of nitrogen is 4. And how the 4 covalency? 2px, 2py, 2pz, 3 half-filled orbitals, and 2s, the completely filled orbital, can participate in overlapping. So maximum covalency of nitrogen is 4. We have compounds like N2O4. Here the covalency of nitrogen is 4, N2O5, etc. Here the covalency of nitrogen is 4. But in the case of phosphorus, we have vacant d orbital in the valence shell of phosphorus. So one of the 3s electrons can be promoted to 3d and it has 5 valence electrons. So the covalency can be extended up to 5. Important questions. NCl5 does not exist, but PCl5 exists. Why? Okay, the simple reason, the textbook question we have. Nitrogen does not have vacant d orbitals in its valence shell, so it cannot extend its covalency up to 5 or beyond 4. But phosphorus has vacant d orbital in its valence shell, therefore phosphorus can extend its covalency up to 5 or 6. Okay, so this is the general anomalous properties of nitrogen. Okay, now let us proceed to the next property, next trend in chemical property, that is reactivity towards hydrogen. So many possibility of questions, and almost your 1 or 2 questions will be asked from this. The second property, that is reactivity towards hydrogen, towards hydrogen. Okay, all the elements form hydride of the type MH3. Okay, MH3. NH3, CH3, AS, H3, SB, H3, BI, H3. These are the hydrides. NH3, ammonia, CH3, phosphine, ASH3, arsine, SbH3, Stidine, and BiH3, bismuthine. These are the common names of group 15 element hydrides. Okay, so all the elements, first point we have to remember, all the elements of the group forms hydride of the type MH3. Okay, now so many characteristic points are there in the hydrides of group 15 elements. First is structure and shape. Structure and shape. Now MH3. All these hydrides are sp3 hybridized. sp3 hybridized. Therefore, they should have tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedral structure. But due to the presence of lone pair on hydrogen, okay, there is pyramidal shape. We have to remember all the group 15 elements have pyramidal shape. Hybridization sp3, so there should be tetrahedral structure, but due to the lone pair bond pair repulsion, we have pyramidal shape. Okay. Another important point, in tetrahedral structure, we have the regular bond angle 109 degree 28 minutes. But in ammonia, it is 107.8 degree. In phosphorus, it is almost 97 or 93 degree. 93 degree. Okay. So we have difference in bond angle. In the next video, we will discuss about the bond angle. Why the bond angle in ammonia is smaller than the regular tetrahedral bond angle, and In ammonia and phosphine, we have a drastic increase in the bond angle of phosphine. So we will see in the next video so many characteristic property we will discuss. Okay.